Curious as to what tricks, glitches, and Easter eggs are in store for this game? Well then, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Destiny Entertainment Secrets, where I'll be uncovering a lot what there's to offer for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Be sure to have annotations on so you can skip to a desired type of secret of your choice that'll be displayed above, and also in case of any important notes that may come up. With all that said, let's begin. Tricks. When playing the Ocarina, holding the control stick in any direction will change the sound of the Ocarina notes. Up and down raise and lower the pitch respectively, while left and right add vibrato to the note. If you defeat enough Style Childs while playing as young Link on Hyrule Field at night, eventually a giant one will appear. Every time you defeat one, the next that appears only gets bigger, until the night is over, does this process repeat all over again. The same thing goes for crows and levers. As a child, if Link walks all the way up to the chains that pull Hyrule Castle Town's drawbridge up at night, he can get some invisible red rupees. They'll reset every time Link re-enters Hyrule Field 2, and so can be used to gain a large amount quickly. If you speak with the guard that protects the gate in front of Hyrule Castle a couple times, he'll give you an opportunity to bribe him for 10 rupees to open it for you. With this, he'll mention the famous line found in other Zelda games, "Keep it a secret from everyone." Just keep in mind, you can only do this trick in the process of needing to reach Zelda. Afterwards, from what I noticed, it doesn't work. At the front of Hyrule Castle, where the guard protects the front gate, if you go above to the top ledge, you can interact with the statue in the middle. It'll tell you the current time of the day in the game. If Link can get a butterfly to follow a deku stick he's holding, the butterfly will eventually turn into a fairy. When slashing a sign, you can restore it by playing Zelda's Lullaby in front of it. To get a free Hylian shield instead of having to buy one when venturing as young Link towards Death Mountain, in the Kakariko graveyard, this specific grave conceals a hidden hole with a chest in it. Inside is a Hylian shield, but only if Link doesn't currently have one. If he does, the chest will instead contain a blue rupee. Playing the Sun Song causes all Redeads and Gibdos in the currently loaded area to turn white and become paralyzed. A Redead or Gibdo will not move or attack while in this state, which lasts until its white tint fades away, with a sound effect marking its return to normal. Attacking one will immediately return it to its normal state as well. So apparently, Link can jump through lava. In front of any cow, play Epona's song with an empty bottle for the cow to fill it up with milk. At the fishing pond in Lake Hylia, if you walk around certain random spots, such as the log, the streams that flow into the pond, the various lily pads and rocks at the edge, and the grass along the walls of the pond, you'll eventually obtain a sinking lure. These are really useful in catching any fish you desire since it's irresistible to them and helps the lure sink to the bottom. However, anything Link catches with it will be marked as illegal by the pond owner, unless you talk to him before using the lure on a fish. The bunny hood mask you can wear as a kid actually stops the Style Childs from appearing in Hyrule Field. The skull mask also keeps bats away from you. As a child, playing the Song of Storms in front of a magic bean plant will cause the plant to grow high up in the air. Release free healing fairies, then retract back into the ground. Ever wondered why Navi turns green in random spots trying to show you something that isn't there? Well, if you play the Song of Storms next to the spot Navi highlights, a big fairy will come out. Playing Zelda's Lullaby, Epona's Song, the Sun Song, or the Song of Time in front of a gossip stone will summon a fairy. However, playing the Song of Storms will summon a big fairy that refills 8 heart containers in Link's entire magic meter. If you wear the Mask of Truth while interacting with any gossip stone, they'll each individually give you different tips on the game. Also, they react differently depending on which items you use on them. If you blow them up with a bomb, for example, they'll shoot off like a rocket high into the sky. When struck with the Megaton Hammer, they'll flatten for several seconds before springing back up. And if you use Din's Fire or magic arrows on them, they'll spin around. After beating the race a Lon Ranch to get Epona, race again by talking to Malin and get a time of 49 seconds or below to unlock a cow for Link's treehouse. Useful if you want free milk. Tired of waiting for the Forest Temple posts to reappear while fighting them? Use a Deku Nut while they're invisible. Hitting the ground with the Megaton Hammer will cause any nearby Tektites or Torch Slugs to flip upside down, rendering them immobile for a short time. Hitting the ground again will flip them back to their normal position. Link can defeat the Skull Kids he encounters as an adult, most notably with the added range and damage the big Goron's sword provides. Upon death, they'll drop a huge rupee, worth 200. If you play the Song of Storms on the platform in front of the Oasis in Desert Colossus, it'll fill up with water and fairies will come out. When a like eats you, equip the Kokiri Tunic and Mirror Shield in the process. Because neither can be purchased, nothing in the environment is able to destroy them, and those to like can't eat them. In the Spirit Temple, in the room with the climbable walls shifting left and right, there's a platform hidden at the top. Turn around, look up, and use your hookshot to find 2 heart pieces. Useful if you took some damage on the way up. In Ganon's tower, in the main room on the bottom floor, if you use the Lens of Truth, you can reveal a wall you can go through to find a bunch of fairies and 4 Deku Scrubs. Useful in case you're about to fight Ganondorf. After you obtain 100 Skulltula tokens, you get a huge rupee afterwards as a reward when returning to the person whose curse you've broken. Players generally found this very petty, compared to all the effort it takes to find every single gold Skulltula token. However, for those that didn't know, you actually can keep coming back to the same person who rewards you the huge rupee and retrieve another as many times as you like. In other words, you're actually rewarded an infinite amount of rupees. When facing Ganondorf, you can also use a bottle or Megaton Hammer to swing back his energy balls at him. The Megaton Hammer also makes the floor tiles fall down. If the game is left on after the end credits, an ocarina will play periodically, using various instruments every minute. The notes played are typically those of the Scarecrow's song, but can be those of other songs too, or even a random collection of notes. Glitches. The first glitch can be used to skip the entire first dungeon in the game. Grab the Kokiri sword, then head into the Lost Woods to the pool that leads you to Zora's River. Jump on top of the ledge leading to the entrance, press the B button to slash forward and immediately talk to Navi. You'll be taken down to the bottom where you can quickly swim forward and reach the other side. I know there's an alternative way to skip the first dungeon, but to be honest, it was very tedious for me, and the method I just gave is much easier from personal experience. Get in front of an interactive object that you can press A on and crouch in front of it. Press B, then within a split second, tap A at the same time to get what's formerly known as the infinite sword glitch. It'll take a lot of practice to master, but you'll know when your sword begins glowing white and the camera has zoomed out more. With this glitch, Link's sword will act like it's being swung infinitely, hence the name. Keep in mind, if you press B, pull out your shield without holding down Z, or move to a different location, it'll remove the glitch though. As for interactive objects, such as people you can talk to, simply hold down Z and jump backwards. While in midair, pull your sword out for the glitch to still be intact. At Grotto Valley with 1 heart left, place the chicken near the edge of the cliff after having dealt enough damage to it. Place a bomb where it's at, then immediately dive down into the river. The cutscene that summons multiple chickens to pelt Link to death will cause him to be stuck in a loop at the bottom. As young Link, equip your Kokiri shield and hold it out with R. While still holding down the button, press start and equip the Hylian shield. Link will still be protected from the front even though there's nothing visibly shielding him. To play any item as an ocarina, grab a fish or some bugs, drop them, then catch them again in a bottle. Do a backflip and while in the air, quickly tap the C button you signed the bottle to, then tap either of the other 2 C buttons to use that item as an ocarina. Hence the Ocarina Items glitch. Make sure to remember this one, as it's going to be needed for another, much bigger glitch I'll be presenting later on. There's a hole close to Hyrule Castle's secret passageway on the side. Play the Song of Storms to reveal it and go down. Bomb one of the walls within the cave to find a gold Skulltula. Kill it with the boomerang, target the token, then throw it. As it comes back, step into the light that returns you to the upper world. There will be a cutoff message saying you got the token, but if you go back down, the gold Skulltula will still be there. Repeat this for an infinite amount of gold Skulltula tokens. Useful for if you want to get the Giant's Wallet and Stone of Agony sooner ahead of time. To quickly refill back up on bombs in the process, simply bomb the wall you see in front of you every time and break the jar at the end. It always spawns more every time you leave and enter the cave. Normally you need a hookshot to get this piece of heart, but if you get on top of these boxes from beneath the hole leading to it, you can climb through the platform into the hole to get it early. At the fishing pond in Lake Hylia, it's actually possible to steal the fishing rod. Begin by paying for one, then swimming into the pond and heading back out towards the shore. Get as close as you can without Link standing up. Press A to dive, and hold it till Link's feet are sticking out of the water. Repeatedly keep pressing the B button while this is happening for Link to eventually bounce out of the shore and cast the fishing rod. However, you'll notice he can still move while it's being cast. Make your way to the door and exit to have successfully stolen the fishing rod. Just keep in mind you can't use it though. When entering the Forest Temple, you can skip all the way to Phantom Ganon very early. While facing this wall, next to this banister in the main room, look the other way, position your range of focus right here so that your backflip will go over the banister, but not too far off the ledge itself, Z-target and do so. Climb back up the ledge and carefully maneuver your way to the other end. Hang on to it, then lift Link back up. Hold Z down, then slowly move down left to go through the floor. Run forward off the edge to fall into the room of Phantom Ganon. Keep in mind though, if you don't leap far enough, you'll be trapped in an invisible room below, rather than be taken to the boss room. And if you leap too far, you'll fall further away from the boss room into the empty void, where you'll be transported back to the entrance of the main room to restart the glitch. To defeat the Phantom without the fairy bow, simply use your hookshot. At Zora's Domain, if you hookshot at this spot at the tip of the ladder near the entrance, Link will be taken through the ground. From here, drop below and quickly press B to remain inside the ground. Fall just a little bit off the edge of the ice to land in water. Equip the iron boots while moving forward towards the ground further below and away from the void to sink towards it. You can now move around underneath the ice in Zora's Domain. At Grotto Valley, while on Epona, if you can maneuver your way into the 10, you can enter in with the game thinking you're still on her. From here, play the Serenade of Water, since this is the only song that works for the glitch. When you warp to Lake Hylia, Epona will be taken over as well, and Link will be invisible. Another interesting thing to note is that when you use the hookshot from afar, it'll bring Link straight to Epona, then back to where he was at after putting it away. To use your sword underwater, go to Lake Hylia and put on the Zora tunic and iron boots. Stand in the water, but to the point that you're not swimming in it yet. Now charge up your sword. With or without magic, slowly walk in the lake and you'll be still holding it out. To swim while on land, Z-target while swimming in the water backwards, then equip the iron boots. From here, move forward instead till Link has surfaced. He'll now be moving on land with the Ron animation. You can use sea items while this glitch is active too if you switch to your normal boots. If you bomb this spot, the Dead Hand hidden in Kakariko Village as well will come out early to attack you. While at it, you can find an invisible chest with a huge rupee here in the same room. To use the Lens of Truth without consuming any magic, play the Song of Storms. Once it activates, quickly use the item to perform the glitch. At Death Mountain Trail, in front of the entrance to Goron City, there's a circle of rocks placed on a platform. Using the hover boots, get onto the ledge of it and grab the one closest to the city's entrance. After Link falls down, he'll still be able to carry the rock despite that's now in him. This glitch will take a lot of trial and error, so just a warning. In an open area with enough room, cast Nehru's Love upon yourself. Place a bomb down, then leave a little space in between you and the bomb. Pull your sword out while looking the other way, then look back at the bomb. Quickly hold Z and R together, right before the bomb explodes. Tap A, then B. If done with just the precise timing, you'll constantly slide all the way backwards, hence the super slide glitch. When going through Ganon's tower, you can skip all the seals you need to break by heading to the first room of the spirit section. Grab the nearest statue and push it to the spot on the rug. At this angle, hold Z down and tap A twice to slash through the wall into the main room. However though, everything in it will be blank. The magic barrier blocking the way to the top of Ganon's tower won't be there anymore since it hasn't loaded. Originally, you would need to use the colored lines of energy connecting to the central part of the room to indicate where to find the door leading up to the top of his tower. But because I've already mastered the game with this file and didn't feel like beating it all over again just to record this one glitch, since it'd be too tedious, I'll just use bomb shoes to demonstrate. In fact, I would recommend having some too to make it even easier to find the door when the seals haven't been broken yet in your game file. During the final showdown against Ganon, right when the battle begins, immediately save your game and reset. When you play through the save file again, you'll no longer have the Master Sword in your inventory. Just be sure to not save after having done this. The thing is, this particular method of the glitch only works on the old golden cartridge version of the game, which I don't have. Fortunately, however, there's yet another way to pull this glitch off on all versions though. Basically, just do the Ocarina items glitch I taught you earlier and play any warp song to be taken away from the battle with the Master Sword no longer in your inventory. While the swordless glitch is active, you can perform multiple other glitches. For example, you can wield any sea items while riding on Epona, and even use some of them. If you use Din's Fire while moving Epona, Link will get off but the game will think you're still on her. And if you try to mount her, this will happen. While on Epona, use your hookshot on anything it can connect to. Hop off of her, and Link will begin to hover. You can stretch your hookshot all the way from one end of the area to the other. go to Lon Lon Ranch on Epona and accept Malon's obstacle course challenge. In the middle of it, pull out your ocarina while still on her and play the Song of Storms to shroud the entire ranch in purple fog. Easter eggs. The first and most popular, copies from previous Zelda ones. If you continuously slash the chicken for long enough, it'll shriek out a call for dozens of killer chickens to start pelting you to death. If you exit the area, however, fortunately, they'll go away. If you look closely at Malon and Talon's roaches, you can see their pendants resemble that of Bowser's head. Inside Hyrule Castle, in the room where you meet Zelda, if you look to the right, through the window, you can see posters of multiple characters from the Mushroom Kingdom. These include Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, and Bowser. If you swingshot at the window too, you'll receive a red rupee. Now, on the left-hand side in the same area, if you use your swingshot at this window, a guard will pop out telling you to stop, then he'll throw a bomb at you. At the Dongo's Cavern, there's a statue with a texture on it exactly the same as the one displayed in the castle courtyard of Super Mario 64. It's claimed that it reads, L is real 2401, which is thought to mean that Luigi was an unlockable character in that game. However, this was proven false, since there was no texture map of him found anywhere in it. After receiving the Ocarina of Time, but right before becoming Adult Link, young Link can encounter a dying guard in Hyrule Castle Town's back alley. If spoken to, the guard will tell Link about Ganondorf's attack on the castle, then die. Attempting to talk to the guard again prompts Navi to tell Link he's not moving anymore. At Lake Hylia, go to the laboratory and use the iron boots to dive down to the bottom of the pool. If you look around, you can find a still image of a large shark behind a cage. In the Spirit Temple, as a joke from Nintendo, you can hookshot onto the goddess statue's nipples. At the fishing pond in Lake Hylia, if you pay for the fishing rod, then swing it towards the pond owner's head, his hat will hook onto the lure. He'll then complain telling you to give it back to him, and from here, you'll have two options. Either return it back to him, or drop it into the pond where it'll sink to the bottom. Doing the latter will result in paying a fee of 50 rupees, along that he'll remain without his hat throughout the rest of the game onward, even during the end credits. Whichever option you choose, another rule will be added to the sign in front of the pond regardless. The Hylian Loach is a very hard to catch, eel-like fish found in the fishing pond at Lake Hylia. It's also thought to be very rare to find. However, what I found out is that every 3 times you pay for a fishing rod, on the 4th it instantly appears. It usually resides near the lily pads by the log, so always check there first to know if it's spawned before paying for a fishing rod. Approximately every 75 seconds the loach surfaces up for air, then returns back below. During this moment is the only possible time you can hook him onto your lure. If more than 75 seconds pass and the loach hasn't surfaced, scaring it into a different location should correct his behavior. For this reason, it's strongly recommended to use the sinking lure to catch its attention much easier. However, the direction in which the loach will swim as it surfaces is random, making it as difficult as I said earlier to catch it, but it's not impossible. With a lot of luck, if you do manage to catch it, you'll be rewarded a purple rupee. The Hylian Loach typically weighs between 30 to 35 pounds, but because its population is declining according to the pond owner, it can't be displayed in the tank either. So yeah, basically nothing special happens in the long run, but at least you'll have bragging rights. Well, that's it for the secrets video. As I said in the beginning, I would be covering a lot of what there's to offer for this game, not 100% everything, so please don't think I forgot something when that wasn't the point of why I made this. If I didn't include a secret you were aware of, it's because I either never got to stumble across it, was too tedious for me to perform, or it didn't pique my interest. If you found this video helpful and feel up to it, browse through more of my content either here using the annotations or on my channel page. As always, thanks for watching and happy gaming!